This is Canada, so you know we had to shovel. So we're a little late to the party. That's okay, we're still here though. Looks like pre-market price is in its range. Price broke out of its range. And we're in that trending environment. We've already moved up quite a bit. I'm gonna be very selective with my trades today. Live stream trading prep. Let's check out these daily levels. Let's check out the news. Today's Thursday. We had that 8:30 news come out. Looks like we don't have any news until later on. So I promise to follow my trading rules. A big thing today is waiting for candle closes. Have to wait for that 15-minute candle close, and then we confirm it on the 1-minute system. And then we do a 3.8% Fibonacci entry. Risk management, $250 per risk, and $500 maximum risk for the day. So that's 2 trades. And looks like we have no news ahead of us, so it's looking pretty good, but we have made a pretty strong leg up already since yesterday. We've just been trending. Broke out here. I'm trending for like 40 points now. So don't know how the trading session will look today. Definitely don't want to enter late in the trend, so just gonna be very selective with the trades. If it mean reverts during New York session, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we've been trending since 4 a.m. Market's open now. See what my professor's saying. If there's no trades today, I'm fine with that. Thursdays are one of the worst performing days.
But really, this leg, so that move up was part of this consolidation and the pullback. So that's all nice, steady consolidation. There's no trend there. That's just building inside of this consolidation. So we're 2 days in to what could be the impulsive move. You've got one strong move Tuesday, Wednesday followed through, but as you can see, not really. Right, the wick from Tuesday indicates a little bit of supply coming in. When you see wicks on those candles, it shows the price was higher and it sold down to the close resistance. We got a wick on top of Wednesdays as well, and now Thursday we're already starting to see a little bit of that weakness. So I would be hopeful for BTC to continue, but at the moment I've got to be watching pretty closely for this failed break, because if that does, then it opens up, moves all the way back down to the levels below that have been so far untested. Nothing here that I would short, because also it is, when you zoom out, higher time frame, it has been building this nice consolidation and moving up out of it, and everything else has been running. So it's one of the things I talked about last night. If you just look at just every other market, they're all at all-time highs. So stocks at all-time highs, and gold and silver, and even fucking platinum and copper has now made new all-time highs. You got everything at all-time highs, and crypto not. But forget crypto; it's really just Bitcoin that matters. So what does it mean when you have Bitcoin then starting to run off the lows? Just like I said in trading analysis last night, this is the first time for quite a while where Bitcoin seems to be acting like the laggard. It's the last one to move, not the first. And that's because we've not seen, think of 2022, 3, 4, and even 25. There was no hysteria about metals or minerals in general, about gold, silver, platinum, copper. None of these things were being talked about. So it's also very much true that gold was, throughout 2024, gold was still doing well, but silver wasn't. So in 2024, silver did nothing. This was 2024 for silver. Moved up a bit, went from 25 to 32. But when crypto's ripping, stocks ripping, everything else, silver just had a good year, a good building for this move, but its move really began in late 2025. Even the first half of 2025 did nothing. Point being that when you saw the crypto rallies last year, when you saw Bitcoin at all-time high, when you saw stocks going higher, there was no metals bull market. Again, platinum when he started moving in mid-2025, so this was platinum. This is like the thing people, platinum's amazing, because they just fucking logged onto the charts yesterday. That was through all of 2023, crypto bull market, 2024 bull market, past the election, when everything ripped, and then eventually in June 2025 it started to move. So a lot of this is, I think it's being misattributed to. It's like this is all, everything's going up because of debasement, which doesn't really make sense because they're not actually debasing the currency any more or less than they have been. Well, actually a lot less. So that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to be just actual, on some of them, a proper supply squeeze, like silver, copper in particular. If copper keeps moving, these have a lot of real demand and it takes time for production to ramp up and supply to catch up. And if there was actually like global liquidity increase or massive printing or any kind of proper debasement, that's the exact condition for Bitcoin to do well, and it hasn't throughout all of this. So I think that the gold, silver moves, all that is driven by supply. It's basically a supply squeeze, supply shock. There's a lot of demand for gold. China's buying loads of gold. They're definitely trying to de-dollarize, but that's not debasement. There's a big difference. So all of China and America's adversaries that were buying a lot of gold in the last 2 years is because of a policy to reduce reliance on the dollar. It's not because the dollar's being printed so much, because they all print the shit out of their own currencies too. So I think it's been completely misattributed to debasement. I don't think it's a debasement trade. That's just a convenient narrative that's normally friendly that people attach on. I'm thinking a lot about this. It doesn't make any sense. COVID was proper debasement. They come out and they were dropping another 100 trillion a month in bonds, and they were basically doubling the money supply in a year. That's an airdropping $2,000 every American, whatever else, $600 and all this other shit, and paying people to not work. And they're doing this all across the world. In every country, they were paying people to stay at home. That was hyperinflationary to the currency. That mooned Bitcoin and all assets. But it didn't moon gold beyond August of 2020. It didn't moon silver. So when we had actual debasement, right, so when COVID printing started after March, gold only went up to August and it stopped. People are like, oh, it's manipulation, blah, blah, blah. Fact is, it did not continue higher. They kept printing all the way until 2022. They didn't turn the printers off until March 22. And gold peaked in August 2020. And silver, obviously, did the exact same, except worse, weaker. So why was that not debasement? So I think this is different. I think this is like an industrial demand, genuine demand for silver, not enough supply. It takes time for them to ramp up production. Gold,
What I would like to see for the market is to stall at these highs and then shift like to neutral or mean reverting, and then make a trend shift down to target these lower levels again. Because we definitely have an imbalance in the market. Comes all the way down, comes all the way up. We have a huge imbalance below here. Do we have room to make a leg down or a big retracement? I don't know. We're at these support levels, so we'll definitely have to wait and see. It looks like we are peaking now. But if we're just looking at pure price action, this recent leg. 75 retracement. I want to see some type of consolidation. I want to see some type of build out power, breakout to the downside, and that's what I'll be looking for. So if we get that confirmed, if we get that confirmed bearish close, we want to look for bearish moves in the market.